excision because of an ankle injury. Now, week 2 is almost in the past. Looking ahead to week 3, the Colts are going to be starting Jacoby Brissett at quarterback against the Cleveland Browns. Andrew Luck remains out as he tries to return from offseason shoulder surgery. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Panthers tight end Greg Olsen out 6 to 8 weeks after undergoing surgery today for a broken foot, while Falcons linebacker Vic Beasley is going to miss at least a month, according to reports, because of a partially torn hamstring. The Texans released wide receiver Jalen Strong today, while the Redskins placed safety Sua Cravens on the reserve left squad list, meaning he won't play at all in 2017. I'm Dan Byer.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
Finally, Clemson Sports Talk has come back to Columbia. Hello, everybody. Lawton Swan back at it once again. 316 Greystone Boulevard. Fast-paced, action-packed, hurry-up and no-huddle sports talk programming for you. Fox Sports Radio 1400 in the Midlands. Heard around the world on the iHeart Radio application. Download it today. It's free. The Clemson Sports Talk app also free. Our thoughts, opinions, and more. Don't cost you a dime to be a part of the program. Lowell, the producer, in the building. Expansions galore. Website set to launch tomorrow morning. Get out of here. Get out of here. Swanee, what you talking about? The website launching tomorrow morning. ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Man, big things popping. Shows expanding. Waistline's expanding. Actually, it's not. Actually down 15 pounds from this time about a year ago. So, yeah. Look out. I'm coming for you. Welcome to the gun show here on the show that shakes the Southland. Clemson. Talk about a gun show. Talk about weapons. Talk about guys running loose in the open field, huh? Was that Lamar Jackson in the open field or Clemson Tigers left and right? I think we learned one thing. One great player can't beat a great team. At least not last Saturday night as Clemson thrashed Louisville. And I do mean thrashed. 47-21. It could have been 57. Probably should have been, in all honesty, if the college football game were tweaked just a little bit. It may have been 57-21. Heck, if Clemson hadn't called off the dogs and gone with the third stringers on offense and defense, I'm not sure Clemson would have given up more than 7 points. We can talk about that. We can debate Lamar Jackson being in late against Clemson's third teamers trying to rack up the stats. Well, good luck with that. Have fun picking up another Heisman Trophy if that's what's important to you, because we're just out trying to win championships in Tiger Town. Kelly Bryant? Wow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There was a debate that Hunter Johnson should be the guy as a freshman because Kelly Bryant didn't look good at the spring game. I was a part of that. I was a part of that group that thought that at some point along the way, Hunter Johnson would assume the role of the starting quarterback at Clemson. DW4, Deshaun Watson on Twitter says, look, Kelly's going to be better than me. I don't know if that's like a real thing. I think back to that great YouTube video of that kid coming back from the dentist. Is this real life? That's kind of where that text took me. That's sort of where I was when I read Deshaun Watson's tweet, I guess I should say. He didn't text me. Deshaun, if you want, hit me up via the Ocean Reef Resort text line. 803-450-0086. 803-450-0086. I don't know if Kelly Bryant's ever going to be better than Deshaun Watson. I highly doubt it. But thanks, Deshaun. I will say this, though. The Clemson Tigers Saturday night were a lot better against Louisville than the Clemson Tigers in 2016 were against the Louisville Cardinals. And I have to admit and have to wonder a little bit. You might recall Clemson was up 28-10 a year ago. I got to think in the locker room, Sweeney and the coaching staff are going, listen, guys, we were up 18 at the half last year. Don't be fooled and think that being up 19-7 is a comfortable place to be. Last season, Louisville would rattle off 26 unanswered points to take the lead, 36-28. This year, Clemson, oddly, a 26-point run from a 7-7 score to 33-7, shut the door. That's what it was. Lowell, the producer, I know you had a chance to watch it. Your boy Dorian O'Daniel got jiggy with a little pick six. I know you like a little pick six action. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Last week against Auburn, a career high in tackles. This week, D.O. just doing work. Taking the ball to the house. And then just talking about how it's all about preparation, all about being ready for this week. It's a one-week season. Every game's important. I mean, all of the stuff that you hear Dabo Sweeney rattling on and on about that you just think goes in one ear and out the other of every 18 to 22-year-old in America, but apparently not on Clemson's campus. Apparently not in Clemson's locker room. 11 straight wins away from home for the Tigers, setting a new record all time. And I don't know that record isn't going to be extended on the road at Blacksburg, Virginia. I feel a lot better about that game today than I did previously, even though Virginia Tech's been a pretty good ball club. And I know I'm not supposed to overlook Boston College, but I'm not in the locker room. I'm in the media, and I'm going to overlook it. And just let you know that if Clemson doesn't just demolish Boston College this weekend, something's wrong, because that's a terrible football team. They're bad. Quite frankly, Clemson should have players running deep, wide open throughout Saturday's game. If that game is close in Clemson, it's because Clemson keeps it close. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with Steve Adazio and Boston College. It'll be on Clemson if that game's a tight one. Lowell, though, you had a chance to watch it. Welcome in, my man. Hope you had a good weekend. Dude, it was incredible, right? What's up, buddy?
Bada boom. Realest champs in the room. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Looking forward to overrated, underrated. I got a sneaky feeling a team that's pretty highly thought of may be one of the more underrated teams in America right now. We'll get to that later. Your thoughts, though, on what took place at Boston College?
I mean, at Louisville.
Yeah, at Louisville.
Yeah, I got you. It wasn't, I'd be lying if I said it was totally unexpected, because we had kind of talked about how we thought this Clemson defensive front was going to get after Lamar Jackson. They did it last year, but they got tired last year in the second half and didn't make the tackles they needed to make. This year, Louisville only gets 31 snaps in the first half. That defense is fresh the whole time. Clemson converts third down after third down after third down. Offense stays on the field. Defense stays on the sideline and rests up to get after Lamar Jackson again. This is what Clemson was on their way to doing to Louisville last year, if not for the 5 turnovers. Look, Brent Venables defensively did not do what we thought he would do, which is bring pressure. He did, but he almost never sent more than 4 guys. I don't know if you noticed, but he would blitz a linebacker or blitz a corner here or there, but there was always a defensive end dropping back into coverage, or Wilkins was dropping back into coverage, or Bryant was dropping back into coverage. It was almost never more than 4 guys coming after him. And so what that said to me was Brent Venables believed our guys are better than your guys. We're just going to send 4 guys. We're going to sit back in a zone with all eyes on Lamar Jackson, and you beat us if you can. And he could not. And that's the luxury you're afforded when you have the best defensive line in the country.
Well, and part of that luxury that you saw were on some of the plays where they went back and kind of reviewed them. You mentioned it. You'd have a guy like Austin Bryant dropping back in coverage. And we talked about what kind of nightmare the interior of this Clemson defensive line would be with, do you double-team Wilkins? What do you do with Lawrence? How do you handle those big guys inside? Well, what ended up happening was because of the way Clemson would, I would say, shift the leverage of the line of scrimmage, basically making what might appear to Louisville pre-snap it being maybe the weaker side of the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden, that was actually the strong side. Clemson would have numbers over there, and a guy like Kendall Joseph would just come flying through a hole the size you could drive a truck through.
Yeah, how many times did Kendall Joseph come through the line untouched in that ball game?
Untouched. Tight end goes out for a route.
Right.
Tackle and guard are trying to do whatever they can with a monster in the middle, and Joseph's got a free rush.
Yeah, and that's sort of what we diagrammed up here is that you're going to have to double team.
I wish they
we diagrammed. We went all in. We did the whole playbook thing up here.
I'm like, so how do you block those guys?
Right. You have to double team Dexter Lawrence. Wilkins is going to beat his man. And then while you're all focused on the interior of that line, here comes Kendall Joseph right up the middle, right up in the open gap.
Yeah, and Cleveland Farrell is dropping back in coverage, and all of a sudden, in some cases, you had a left tackle or a right tackle out in space with nobody to block, and there was a free blitzer running on their inside hip.
Dude, it was a genius defensive game plan by Brent Venables.
It's a clinic is what it was.
It was genius. And then offensively, the offensive coordinators, that first drive was as good of a drive as I've ever seen them call. And that includes the Deshaun Watson era. I mean, they totally mixed it up. Power running game, you got a deep ball in there, short passing game came to effect, and then Kelly Bryant taking it in from 3 or 4 yards out. I mean, it was a textbook first drive that really set the tone for the rest of the game.
Man, and not only that, but outside of Travis Etienne's bobbles in the special team game, outside of the missed extra point and the missed field goal, special teams play was really, really good, I thought. I mean, I just thought Clemson, especially punting, I mean, just spectacular. Clemson won the field position battle all night long. And 3 and outs, too, are another aspect of this team that I think is underrated and probably undercategorized by people nationally. They come out, they open up 3 and out. Clemson gets the ball, scores. It might be a 4 and out, 5 and out, 3 and out. I mean, there's rarely a sustained drive, a real sustained drive against Clemson's number ones defensively. And that's huge because, 1, you give the ball to a potent offense with a lot of weapons, and 2, those guys are fresh. They don't play a lot of plays. They just don't play a lot of plays right now defensively.
Well, by the way, I just found a stat that kind of speaks to what we're talking about with Brent Venables. According to ESPN Stats and Info, Clemson sent 4 or fewer rushers on 45 of Lamar Jackson's 52 dropbacks. But Clemson switched up which rushers they would send. They sent a linebacker or a defensive back in place of a defensive lineman on 14 dropbacks.
Sure.
And Jackson was 5 of 12 passing during those plays.
Dude, when he threw the ball behind the wide receiver on, I think, maybe the second drive of the game that they had the football, it could have been the first drive, I thought, oh, boy, he's not feeling comfortable right now. And then he did it again a little later in the game. Really never at any point, I don't care what his stats look like. I don't care if people want to keep him in the Heisman Trophy race. Let me tell you what you can do with your Heisman Trophy. You can shine that thing up and put it where the sun doesn't shine. That trophy to me is a meaningless trophy.
I was a little bit over the Heisman after Spiller didn't get an invite in 2009.
Well, look, you cannot have watched Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson last year and realistically said to me that the best player in college football was Lamar Jackson. Are you kidding me? Who do you want with 2:07 left having to lead your team on the drive to win the national title? Any Tiger fans out there want to raise their hand and put Lamar Jackson in there for that? I doubt it. Pressure of the moment, big-time ball games, all that means something. Jackson's team at home against Clemson, underwhelming. And maybe it's because the people around him aren't all that good. Well, that's fine. He wouldn't get my Heisman vote this year. There's no way I'd give him a Heisman vote. Matter of fact, he was outplayed in that game by Kelly Bryant, which was something that we discussed having potential to have happened. The difference being Bryant put up his numbers against the 13th ranked team the entire time that he was in the game. Lamar Jackson put his numbers up against Clemson's backups.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson put up 150 of his passing yards in that fourth quarter against the backups. 150 of his 300-something.
It was a domination. Matter of fact, me and both of my nephews, when we woke up the next morning, the first words that came out of our mouths, like literally, we come downstairs, the ladies are in the kitchen, they've got some breakfast going or whatever, people are snacking, hanging out. And I walked downstairs, I said, man, you know what that was? That was a good old-fashioned butt kicking. And my nephew's wife said, well, that's what Daniel said. As soon as my nephew Will got up about 30 minutes later, he walked downstairs, he said, man, you know what that was last night? Just a good old-fashioned tail kicking. And I said, buddy, that's what everybody that's woken up this morning has said about it. 803-978-1832 if you want to get in. Kelly Bryant, 22 of 32, 316 yards and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 21 of 42, 317, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Lamar Jackson also leading the way for Louisville with 17 attempts for 64 yards. But the story for me coming out of this game was the fact that Clemson, I had hoped, and as a matter of fact, when our website launches tomorrow, you'll see some of the things I've been writing about in terms of the games and the matchups. One of the things I talked about was, one, stopping Mr. Jackson, but two, would the next Wayne Gallman please step up? Please come and account for yourself. I think that might have happened to some degree with Tavian Feaster, but I was left with the overwhelming feeling I don't think it matters anymore. I think all 4 of these guys are good enough to play any given time that they need to have the ball.
That game was, you talk about the run back by committee approach. That is the textbook example of running back by committee working perfectly, because to start the game, it's C.J. Fuller, you pound him. Here comes Tavian Feaster. He gets a couple long runs, pound him. And then late in the third quarter, here comes Adam Choice with the fresh legs, and he's going to go 40 yards for a touchdown.
Sure.
Here comes Travis Etienne in the fourth quarter. He's going to bust off an 80-yarder. That's running back by committee.
Long runs on the day. Choice 39, Feaster 26, Etienne 81 yards.
And that dude can fly.
One of the most impressive runs I've seen from a Clemson Tiger since, I would argue, since C.J. Spiller. 3 steps to the edge. He was full throttle.
I haven't seen a running back kill defensive angles like that since C.J. Spiller.
Dude, he
every angle
absorbs the hit.
Every
beautiful.
angle that they had in the secondary, obliterated.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? He takes the hit at full speed, absorbs it. 2 steps later, he's back to full speed, and he's gassing DBs.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Go back to 2006, Clemson at Wake Forest, that run by C.J. Spiller where he got hit at the line of scrimmage, and then he kind of bounced off, hits full speed, and he's down the sideline, and no one can catch him. Do you remember that run?
Yeah.
When Clemson came back against Wake Forest?
C.J. sort of stumbled a little bit more than Etienne did. I'll tell you another one that reminded me of. Now, this guy didn't take a hit. Go back and watch Clemson at Florida State with Terry Allen. Terry Allen's run. Because dudes got angles, and then dudes don't got angles. 803-978-1832. We're coming back here on the show that shakes the Southland right after this.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival hosted by Ryan Seacrest.
iHeart Radio.
2 nights, 1 stage. This weekend at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Watch it live on CWTV.com or the CW app, 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And for the first time ever, watch our Daytime Village 2 p.m. Saturday.
Capital One is the proud marquee partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. For more information on Capital One products and services, please visit CapitalOne.com today.
There is way too much electronic garbage out there. Apps that promise this or claim that, but there's only one app that gives you all your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Hey, it's Christopher Thompson. I'm talking about iHeartRadio, the one app that keeps you connected with all the music you love, including the biggest new releases, and the only music app that also gives you your favorite radio stations. Open the iHeartRadio app, pick a song, a playlist, an artist, or a station, and tap play, and you're ready to go. Download or open it, the free iHeartRadio app today.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Attention, anyone who's suffering from lower back pain. Right now, HealthSource is offering our listeners an absolutely free back pain consultation on a first-come, first-served basis by calling 803-218-9047. Our doctors can find the root cause of your lower back pain and show you how to get well fast and stay well longer. No more pain. No more feeling worn out. Essentially, no more not feeling like yourself. Call 803-218-9047.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
ACC, we run it out, but it ain't enough, we won it out. Better watch out for the D-line, if y'all boys wanna run the ball, and if y'all boys wanna pass it to us, I suggest you hold up. You must ain't seen that secondary. Yeah, boy, we so tough. Can't you tell that we ballin', and these boys can't hold us back. 81 championship, and best believe we going back. Clemson, we all in, one team with one dream.
We're on the quest for the best, and we can't let anything hold us back.
These boys can't hold us back.
Yeah, they are a little bit deeper than I think a lot of people expected this year, the Clemson Tigers. And messages pouring into the Ocean Reef Resort text line. You can hit us up there as well, 803-450-0086. Old School Tiger says, I actually believe this team might be better than last year's, because for 3 years, I believe that the players stood around and waited to see what Deshaun Watson was going to do next, and how everyone now has a bigger part of the offense, and the defense is real salty. It's funny, Old School Tiger, and I said this following Clemson's game against Kent State. It feels like blasphemy to say it, but Kelly Bryant gives this offense something Deshaun Watson didn't. And I don't know that in 2016 that was because it was Deshaun Watson's choice or a coaching staff decision. This team, to me, looks more like the 2015 Clemson Tiger team when Watson was a bigger part of the offense in terms of his ability to rush the football. The other thing that's changed, in my opinion, in those teams, in this team, and I mean zero disrespect to Wayne Gallman. I think we all love the Wayne train. And I've talked about how he did the little things, and still these guys don't do the little things as well as Wayne Gallman did them. But I can tell you one thing that I know for sure. Travis Etienne does better than Wayne Gallman, and I feel like I'm beginning to see Tavian Feaster does better than Wayne Gallman. And that's just be a running back in open space. Gallman never lost yardage. Gallman always fell forward. Gallman always powered. And I don't mean to diminish that at all. But what was my theme and what was my conversation to everybody listening to this program? And I'm not a guy that claims to always be right. Dalvin Cook would have been the starter at Clemson if he were at Clemson. That's just the fact. These guys are more like Dalvin Cook. These guys are more like game-changing, back-breaking running backs. And I may be overselling Tavian Feaster to you right now, in all honesty. I may absolutely be overselling how good Tavian Feaster is to you right now, but I know one thing. I am not overselling how good Travis Etienne is. According to David Hale from ESPN, Etienne is one of just 9 Power 5 running backs with multiple runs of 50 yards this season. He's touched the ball 14 times. The other 8 guys average 35 carries a game. Okay, think about that. Or no, maybe it's just 35 total carries. That's a little confusing part of the stat. I better correct that before somebody comes at me. But 14 carries, and he's got 2 that he's taken over 50 yards. That's not normal for a true freshman running back. He's a gem. He is an absolute gem. Tiger Nation, embrace this guy. He looks a lot like Wayne Gallman, too. Not just because he wears number 9, but I saw some photos of him with the helmet on. And I was like, man, that dude looks just like Wayne. I don't know if it's the eyes or what, but I thought he looked a lot like him. I'll show you some photos.
They have similar frames.
They look a lot alike, man. It's kind of like the Artavis Scott and
Amari Rodgers.
What?
Yeah. When Amari Rodgers took that little jet sweep or whatever it was against Kent State, I was like, oh, it's good to see Artavis Scott came back.
Or how about how freaky it is to see Fields, Mark Fields, looking just like Mackenzie Alexander.
Doing the incomplete.
Yeah. All right, Scott is on the line with us. 803-978-1832. Scott, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm here to make y'all laugh tonight.
All right, what's up, buddy?
Etienne, it's a twister.
I hear you. I don't think Lowell gets it. Lowell's never seen The Wizard of Oz.
Oh my God.
Never.
That's one of my favorite movies. I'll sit down and watch when there ain't nothing else on. I'll sit down and watch that. I got to go with it.
I hear you. I like it. Etienne. A reference to Antiem. What'd you think about him, though? The kid's a heck of a ball player.
Well, now I'm getting ready to go into my best Cleveland man voice.
All right.
Etienne is the best running back in the nation.
Really? High praise. It's early yet. You sure you're ready to go there, Scott?
I'm ready to go there.
All right. Scott's going there. I don't know if I'll go there yet. I think he's got a chance by the time his career's done to maybe be in that category. I'll give you that much. So, Scott, hey, man, great call. Where are you calling from?
I'm up in Milford, Connecticut.
I don't know Milford, Connecticut. Is it?
It's in between New Haven and somewhere else in Connecticut. It's on 95. It's on 95.
There we go. All right, Scott, man, have a good one. Enjoy that Boston College game this weekend, buddy.
All right.
There he is. I had a chance to see Scott and his brother and one of their buddies this, what was that? The Auburn game. They stopped by the tailgate. Had a chance to see those guys for a little bit. Always good catching up with Scott. By the way, a couple of Clemson Tigers named ACC Players of the Week. Kelly Bryant was named the Offensive Back of the Week. Taylor Hearn, Williston native, was named Offensive Lineman of the Week. And Will Spears was named the Specialist of the Week with his punting exhibition, which was really good. Really good. Clemson, though, again, man, they're just I mean, it's I really think Kirk Herbstreit said it best, and I'm sure there are a lot of Gamecocks peeking over the fence right now thinking, boy, these Tigers are smelling themselves today, boy. Kirk Herbstreit said it best, though, on ETN's touchdown run. An embarrassment of riches. And that's really what Clemson's got right now. There's so much talent, man, all over the field, from the backups. I'm looking at A.J. Terrell over there as a backup, and I'm telling my nephews, I'm like, listen, when it's Terrell and Mullen at corner for Clemson, watch out. There's not going to be a ton of completed passes.
Well, did you hear on ETN's touchdown run, did you hear Kirk Herbstreit during it?
Oh, boy.
He just goes, ETN gets hit, he goes, uh-oh. And then he gets loose, he goes, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
And then they're just talking about, look out for this kid in the future because he's going to be a star.
Well, I also thought it was interesting because most of the time Chris Fowler's pretty up to snuff on what's going on. He was acting like ETN had not touched the football all season. Here's his first collegiate touch. Oh, the freshman. Kind of reminds me of, remember when Brent Musburger in the ACC championship game?
He's got the fella.
He's got the freshman fella, or whatever it was, the fella Watkins in the open field. Man alive. All right, when we come back, what we got? Our How Did We Do? Do we have any of that coming up here, Lowell, on the show?
Dude, you know who I am. I am the producer. I produce. We got a good show here.
Lots of hot air he's producing. We'll come back. We'll talk about how our simulations went on our Friday simulation Saturday edition of Clemson Sports Talk when we return.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meeting Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meeting Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Experience not only our pools, hot tubs, and lazy river, but also our delicious on-site banana boat lounge and cafe, family game room, fitness center, banquet facilities, and much more. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Guys don't really talk about antiperspirant. Despite that, 91% of Dove Men Plus Care users recommend it. Here's what they said.
It blocks the, perspiration, I think is the fancy word.
It's comfortable. It smells nice. My girl likes the smell. Well, it's hard. I think it's quite masculine. My underarms aren't the worst thing at the gym.
It's kind of like the Hoover Dam from my armpits, I guess.
Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirant. Tough on sweat, not on skin.
Do you want a pharmacy that treats you like a person and not just a number? Then let Craig and Lori at Southlake Drug show you what a pharmacy should be. Fast, friendly, and professional. Southlake Drug can transfer your prescriptions and take the hassle out of getting your medicine and getting you on your way. Southlake Drug takes all major insurance programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and state employees, and they provide immunization services, including flu shots with no wait and no appointment. Southlake Drug, 1856 Southlake Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center, 399-7701, or southlakedrug.com.
We'll have dry and mostly sunny skies for the start of this work week, and temperatures warming to the upper 80s this afternoon. A light wind coming out of the north. Heading into the evening tonight, mostly clear with temperatures falling to the upper 60s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm meteorologist Michelle Rotella.
This report is brought to you by Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia.
Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia is your pre-owned and certified one-stop shop.
Over 700 vehicles, every make and model to choose, all on sale.
Plus buy certifieds with special financing rates and a 100,000-mile warranty, plus our family plan.
Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
a record of the delightful piece they're going to play this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, 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 your attention, please. Your attention, please. Attention, please.
And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
I have something to tell you.
How you like that action, Mr. the Producer? How you like the musical choice there?
I do like Que Sera. We need a longer version of it. I like listening to it.
So, we talked about Clemson a lot. We didn't talk much about South Carolina yet. I'm not even sure if I want to go in on the Gamecocks just yet for letting me down. Can I confess something to you here on the air?
Sure. Other than the fact that you have a degree from South Carolina?
Well, it's not my undergraduate degree. Let's make that clear. It is a master's degree. A master of thugonomics. Is that what?
Oh, is that what it is?
Is that what? What's his name?
Basic thugonomics.
Yeah, who is
John
that?
Cena.
John Cena, right? Yeah, that's me. So I'm just a kind of a tough guy. I'm from the mean streets of Barnwell, SC.
Yeah, I can tell by their sunglasses.
Right? Right? So South Carolina took on NC State 2 weeks ago. I didn't think they had a snowball's chance in a microwave of winning that game. Not at all. Probably shouldn't have, in all honesty. Deebo Samuel, opening kickoff return, kind of sparked them, and that was enough. That was the difference, 7 points. NC State had a chance late, couldn't do it. I was just blown away. And I said, South Carolina, you are better than I expected. You are just better than I expected. So then the following week, they go to Missouri in a game that I thought was questionable, but I went with the Gamecocks. I said, you know what? I just saw you beat NC State. You're better than I expected. I think you're better than Missouri. I picked the Gamecocks to win that one. They go out to Missouri. They're laying a big egg. I mean, literally, if you're a Gamecock, you lay an egg. Like Clemson, if they lay an egg, a tiger doesn't traditionally lay an egg. A chicken traditionally lays an egg. That's kind of how this thing works. It may be the greatest debate of our existence. Which came first? The chicken or the egg? Now, there's a kid riding in a car right now with his parent that's never thought of that and has never heard that saying before, and now they have this tremendous conundrum. What came first? The chicken or the egg? So you go and look at that Missouri game, and South Carolina's down, I think, 10-0 at the time? Super Deebo to the rescue. Throws on his cape. I talked last week that one of the best things I saw all weekend was the dueling returns of doom of Deebo Samuel against NC State and Missouri. And so now we're at the Kentucky game, and we're 2-0. The Gamecocks are 2-0. They're headed into Kentucky.
Dude, and let's be clear about this. They are looking at a 4-0, possibly 5-0 if they can pull the upset and A&M start in the face.
Maybe 6.
Because Arkansas is not very good. Could be 6-0.
And so I said, you know what? There's no way. Carolina's playing good. They've done well. The offense hadn't been what they needed to be. They're going to be at home.
First play of the game. Here comes
Sandstorm.
Here comes Super Deebo. First play of the game.
Dun dun dun. Super Deebo. On the big touchdown reception. I'm like, boy, they are about to throttle Kentucky. I'm like, this is gonna get UGLY. You ain't got to wow about ugly.
And Kentucky turned the ball over twice on their first 2 possessions.
And I'm thinking, because Sky Moore gets a pick, and I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Then they fumble the ball.
I'm like, Carolina's about to railroad these guys.
They had a chance to.
And then I just watched Kentucky pull away. It was like when I was running cross country back in the day, and there was a guy on my team named Jason Wills on my cross country team. We called Jason the Robo Runner. He was the state champ, all classifications in the mile. I was about the third or fourth best guy on our cross country team. Do you know what I remember about my senior season of cross country practice? What the bottom of Jason's shoes looked like, because that's all I looked at for 2 hours a day. I just watched the Robo Runner run away from me. No matter how fast or hard I tried to run, I could not outrun him. I watched Kentucky just show the soles of their feet to Gamecock Nation the rest of the night after that. And I could not believe that South Carolina dropped that game. And I'm going to tell you, I think the Louisiana Tech team that's coming in here next week to take on Carolina is actually a better ball club than Kentucky. I thought the loss for Carolina was going to be to La Tech. I thought they'd overlook them with that A&M game looming. They may not overlook them now, but that's a really good Louisiana Tech team. How South Carolina lost that game, I don't know. I talked to a couple of my Gamecock buddies. They're just in the dumps. It's Lucy and Charlie Brown. South Carolina didn't have a ton of expectations this year. Lucy put that ball out for Gamecock Nation heading into a home game week 3. Fired up Gamecock fans everywhere, ready for this. I mean, they've had to deal with Clemson being what Clemson's been for the past 2 years, and here they are, sort of shot out of a cannon going into week 3. And really, like you said, looking at maybe going to 4-0, 5-0. A real possibility for a team that a lot of people, myself included, didn't think would go bowling this year. And Lucy just pulls the ball right out from underneath them. I mean, just flat out on their backs, hammered by Kentucky. That's an embarrassing loss for South Carolina. It really, like if Clemson goes up to Louisville and gets beat this past weekend 23-13, it's not a good look for Clemson. It's not an embarrassing loss. I thought that was an embarrassing loss for South Carolina. Now they've lost 4 straight to Kentucky. And that's frustrating, man, for Gamecock Nation. That's frustrating for Gamecock Nation that they've lost 4 consecutive games to Kentucky. I mean, that's just unbelievable what I saw there. Unbelievable. 803-978-1832. You want to weigh in on South Carolina and Kentucky, your thoughts on what happened in Gamecock Nation. And not only that, on top of that, they lose Deebo Samuel for possibly the year. I know there's some conflicting reports. Has anything come up of that? I mean, I know initially it was he was out for the year. Then Deebo said he's not going to be out for the year.
And then I was seeing that he may very well be out for the year. So, no, I haven't gotten full confirmation.
All I can tell you is this. Minus Deebo Samuel, South Carolina's 0-3 right now. And I can say that without hesitation. I really feel that way. We're back in 3 here on Fox Sports Radio.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival hosted by Ryan Seacrest.
iHeart Radio.
2 nights, 1 stage. This weekend at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Watch it live on CWTV.com or the CW app, 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And for the first time ever, watch our Daytime Village 2 p.m. Saturday.
Capital One is the proud marquee partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. For more information on Capital One products and services, please visit CapitalOne.com today.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan, no more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
Katie, where's your Jergens? My lotion? Here in the shower. In the shower? I use Wet Skin Moisturizer from Jergens. It's a lotion that works with water to instantly lock in moisture from my shower. My skin stays soft and luminous all day without a heavy, sticky feel. It's all-day moisture made simple.
Well, I did always teach you to enjoy the simple things in life. Can I borrow your Jergens Wet Skin Moisturizer?
Of course, Mom.
Jergens, let your beautiful shine.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
You're listening to Clemson Sports Talk with my dad, Lawton Swan, on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app.
I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I want to pull up, head spin. Get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. Get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs. I don't get full-time father, full-time artist.
I'm glad he says full-time father. That's the one that gets me tired. All the rest of the jobs I got, website, radio show, other full-time gig, I don't wear down to that. My kids, that wears me out, man. I did pay like $36. You know, I cut the cord a while back. I paid $36 for a year of Boomerang because it's got the old school cartoons. My kids are into Droopy. If you hadn't watched a Droopy cartoon in a while, jump on that for a little bit. Droopy is hilarious. Lowell doesn't know anything about that. He's too young.
I like how you just assume these things about me. You don't think I know Droopy Dog?
Tell me one thing about Droopy that you know.
He's very lethargic.
Okay, go. Okay, yeah. That's our guy. That's our guy. Good. Tar Hizzle's on the line with us. Tar Hizzle, I'm buying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I smell what you're shoveling. I'm with you. Clemson's legit.
Now, you're referring to me, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it was me last week that said not only would you beat Louisville, but it'd be double digits and a runaway.
Yeah, you did. I'm with you on that. I'm buying. I'm all in. You tell me, what am I doing now? I'm listening.
They did struggle a little bit at that 50-yard line again, which is a little frustrating, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You heard it here first. But after watching what they did to Louisville and Lamar Jackson, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I already said that I thought they were Final Four. But I'm going to go ahead and drop it. You're going back to another national championship, and you heard it here first, and I'm backing it. I'm all in. I put all the chips on the table. I'm all in. Clemson, back-to-back national championship champion.
Wow.
3-time, 2 out of 3.
I'll tell you what, Tar Hizzle, if you're right, that's elite company to be in.
I mean, hey, best defense I've seen at Clemson since probably 87.
I don't know. They're tough. I know that.
Unbelievable. Best defensive front I've ever seen at Clemson. And that says a lot because y'all have had some fantastic D linemen from the Perry brothers to, I mean, like I said, y'all have had best defensive front I've ever seen at Clemson. And let's just be real. We ain't talking about Lamar, I mean, I did say they had probably less than 250 yards of total offense, but it was Lamar Jackson, the most electrifying player in college football, and he walked out with an L on his home field.
Well, and really, I mean, Lowell's right. I mean, the majority of his yardage was put up against Clemson's third-string defense.
I mean, a lot of it. He did have some pretty big plays. He had a great football game against the number one defense in the country. And like I said, there's no skin off my back. I just assume, say, Clemson loses. But it is the best football team I've seen to this point. I'm even going to throw them up there. I think what I've seen on the field defensively is better than what I've seen out of Alabama or Oklahoma, and I think they're the only two teams that could maybe stay on the field with them.
Appreciate the phone call, man. You know, here's something else, too, about that, the statement he just made, Tar Heels just made, Lowell, that kind of frustrates me a little bit. And I know these polls don't mean anything right now. I mean, I get that. We're going to talk about overrated and underrated in a little bit. But right now, if Alabama had done the exact same thing that Clemson just did in their first three games, Kent State beat Auburn at home and beat Louisville, wouldn't the conversation be about how Alabama had done more than anybody else, and that's why they deserve to be ranked number one? Listen, I know we got to play. I don't care. I just want to be in the college football playoff. But that is a frustration for me, that would be the argument for Alabama, but it doesn't seem to be the argument from the majority of people in terms of why it should be Clemson at number one. Again, semantics at this point doesn't matter. But I know that's what the conversations would be. All right, so how'd we do this past weekend? We did our little simulation Saturday on the Friday edition of the program. It's a great segment if you've never been a part of it. We broadcast the games over on YouTube for you to watch while we do the radio show. All right, Lowell, talk to me. How did we fare?
Well, you went 1-1 with your picks. You had South Carolina beating Kentucky 27-21.
Yeah.
And you had Clemson beating Louisville 35-24.
And I didn't pick LSU. I mean, I didn't pick Southern Cal, Texas.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I went 4-1 in my locks. Proud of that one. South Carolina was my only one that I missed. I had them winning 28-14, but I had Cal beating Ole Miss, Texas covering the spread against USC, which they did.
Right.
Florida covering 4.5 against Tennessee. Never a doubt in that ball game.
You kept texting me in that game, and I'm telling my dad, I'm like, Dad, Florida is not going to win this game. They just don't have enough offense.
Never a doubt. They won it on an offensive touchdown.
Never a doubt. Okay.
And I had Clemson covering the 3-point spread, 31-20. Our simulation, though, was actually, I think, the most accurate of all the picks. Our NCAA 14 simulations. It had USC beating Texas 23-16 in overtime. How about that?
I can't believe Texas lost that game, I'll be honest with you, in real life.
It had Kentucky beating South Carolina 17-16. And it had Clemson beating Louisville 23-6 in a defensive domination. Not bad for the simulation.
No, simulation's all over it. By the way, remember last week I talked about how I had done so well in my little pick'em league?
Remember I told you how you would regress back to your average?
Yeah.
Did it happen?
7-3, pulling away.
Oh, wow, look at you.
24-6, 30 games against the spread this year. The second best is 21-9. The worst is 13-17. Yeah, 24-6 against the spread. I could be retired by now. 803-978-1832 is the number. Pretty incredible that the simulation took that game to overtime.
Yeah, and it had Texas winning late too. It had them up late and USC coming back to send it overtime.
Yeah, Darnold rolling back. Man, what a weekend, huh, for Clemson though against Louisville. So many people have talked to me just to say how fun this Clemson team is to watch, and I'm talking about people who are Gamecocks saying to me, your team is so fun to watch. Isn't that where you want to be, though, as a franchise? Isn't that where you want to be as a ball club? Just a team that people enjoy watching because you just do the things the right way. William Qualkenbush set to join us coming up in hour number 2 of the program. Always good catching up with Qualk. Get his thoughts on Clemson and Louisville. Again, Clemson Tiger Nation. What an impressive run you've been on lately. What an impressive run of success for the Clemson Tigers. Hour number 2 coming up here on the show that shakes the Southland. Plus, William Qualkenbush.
Overrated, underrated.
Overrated, underrated.
College Sports Corner.
Man, what a show. An hour in? An hour in? And the new website launching tomorrow? ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Oh, yeah, we're back.
Mid-Carolina Credit Union is your member-owned and community-driven credit union with the technology to make your purchases easier and safer. MCCU offers mobile wallet, and as a member, you no longer need a debit card. Every in-store purchase can be done via an app on your smartphone. It's the free, secure, and convenient way to make purchases. Visit midcarolinacu.com to find out more. See a representative for details on all of our offerings insured by the NCUA and Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 403334.
Mid-Carolina Credit Union, our community, our focus.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
E.F. Martin Heating & Air's blackout sale is here, and we're blacking out prices for you. Don't wait for untimely breakdowns to occur. Call E.F. Martin today and save $1,000 off a new qualifying American Standard heating and air system. Call E.F. Martin today at 799-1717 or visit efmartin.com to see how you can save. Call for more details.
Call E.F. Martin Heating and Air. When you call us, we'll be there.
Have you been thinking about sprucing up your yard, debating between pine straw or mulch? Call my friends at Carolina Turfgrass to get your yard looking as great as mine right now. I chose to go with pine straw this year, and it looks incredible. Carolina Turfgrass is conveniently located at 5400 Augusta Road in Lexington, and if you need your order delivered, they can take care of that too. In addition, Carolina Turfgrass carries a wide variety of turfs, including Centipede and Bermuda. For unmatched quality and service, call Carolina Turfgrass, 446-6525. Look for Carolina Turfgrass on Highway 1 in Lexington.
Satisfied customers at Honda of Columbia, that's what we're most proud of.
That's right, Gary. Part of that customer satisfaction comes from the Honda product itself, consistently recognized for stylish quality, value, and safety.
That's right, Jonathan. But the other thing that satisfies our customers is the no-pressure buying experience and no-hassle pricing you'll only find at Honda of Columbia.
Your friendly family Honda dealer since 1978.
Honda of Columbia, Highway 378 at I-20 and online at hondaofcolumbia.com.
This weekend, our sold-out iHeart Radio Music Festival featuring over 20 of the world's biggest artists is coming to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Big Sean will play his second show of the day on Saturday after helping to fight poverty at the Global Citizen Festival, 2,000 miles away in Central Park, New York City. Find out how you can help fight poverty at globalcitizen.org. Experience our festival live on CWTV.com or the CW app, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Friday and Saturday. And for the first time ever, watch our Daytime Village, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, Saturday.
Unit 121 responding to possible carbon monoxide poisoning.
Carbon monoxide is an odorless, colorless, tasteless gas that kills more than 500 Americans every year. Never use generators, grills, camp stoves, or other gasoline or charcoal burning devices inside your home, basement, or garage, or near a window. If it's cold, stay with friends or family or in a shelter. To learn more, call 1-800-CDC-INFO.
Sensory sensitivity, repetitious behavior, lack of eye contact. You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
From the E.F. Martin Heating and Air Studios, this is Fox Sports Radio 1400.
WCOS Columbia.
Available anywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app.
Fox Sports trending now.
It looks like OBJ will make his season debut. Giants and Lions tonight on Monday Night Football, and it's expected that wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is going to play tonight against the Detroit. He missed week 1 against the Detroit Lions, that is. He missed week 1 against the Cowboys because of an ankle injury, but did tell reporters from the NFL Network and ESPN that he is going to play tonight. Panthers tight end Greg Olsen's not going to play for a while. Going to be out 6 to 8 weeks after undergoing surgery today for a broken foot. Falcons linebacker Vic Beasley out a month with a tear in his hamstring. While the Colts are going to start Jacoby Brissett at quarterback against the Browns for the second straight week when the team's playing week 3. Andrew Luck remains out with his shoulder injury. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Texans released wide receiver Jalen Strong. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
It is hour number 2. That's prime time right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. Lawton Swan, Lola, the producer. New website dropping. Big things popping tomorrow. ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Bigger things popping, though, right now on the show that shakes the Southland. From Out of Bounds with Qualk and Kelly. He is William Qualkenbush. Qualk, what's up, buddy?
Swanee, it's a beautiful Monday in Clemson. Nothing could be better. How are you, my friend?
Are you kidding me? How about a Monday in Columbia? Woo-hoo.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak. I feel like I shouldn't poke fun at the Gamecocks because I kind of do feel bad for him losing Debo and all that. That's crushing because that's a guy that he was going to do big things for them this year. So I won't poke too much fun at them today.
Man, let me ask you, going back, I know you guys did your show at the Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs, I guess I should say, doing the pregame show, which is, I'm sure was incredible. Clemson fans, with the success they've had the past few years, and being a guy that's been around the program as much as you have been, do you see a significant increase in the travel to these road games? Because, let's face it, the bottom line, the dollars that people are shelling out for college football playoff games and national championship games, it's a big hit for everybody, except for the small percentage of people. But are you seeing more and more people making these trips now, coming out of the woodwork?
I think maybe a little bit. I do think that the finite nature of budgets has taken a toll in some ways. But some of it is word of mouth. I mean, it's really the second time that Clemson's been to Louisville. 2 years ago it was a Thursday night trip. I know a lot of people made a weekend of it and spoke very highly, not just of the city, but of the fans and the venue and everything else. And so I think a lot of people saw that and said, well, maybe 6 hours on the road is not a bad deal, or, well, you can fly into Indy and drive, or fly into Louisville and drive, or go halfway one day, halfway the next, and make it, fairly easily. And so I think accessibility was a big part of it too. Clemson's always traveled really well, that, but man, getting to travel with a national champion, getting to see the biggest game in town all the time, getting to walk with your chest puffed out in somebody else's venue, I'd be foolish to say that that's not made an impact with some people.
Qualt, when you look at this matchup, I think we all knew that Clemson had the better team. Were you surprised at how easy Clemson made it look in 2017?
I was surprised at how Lamar Jackson's playmakers didn't help him. I didn't think they would help him enough to win, but I was surprised at the number of drops early with wide receivers that I thought were less than what they had a year ago. In fact, I thought one of the absolute most ridiculous things was the statements you saw coming out of Louisville, or sort of the prevailing thought after 2 games against basically non-bowl teams, that Louisville's playmakers are better than last year. That's a complete and total joke. I don't know where anybody who's watching them came up with that idea.
Yeah.
But everywhere, all across the board, offensive line, wide receiver, tight end, running back, they're worse than they were a year ago. and that showed on the field. But I think the other thing that was a little bit interesting was I didn't think Clemson would turn it over, but I thought Kelly Bryant would make some mistakes, some misreads. I think maybe rather than, other than holding the ball too long and just not having a great feel under pressure, you really can't have any complaints from his game. I mean, the one touchdown for Deion Kane, he underthrew him. That would have been 7 more points than what was already a 4-score victory. So in some ways, yes, I just I don't think it was outrageously more productive from a Clemson perspective than I thought it would be. I think it was moderately so in the right places, if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely does. I think the other thing, too, for me, just watching it in terms of Kelly Bryant, we saw him make a couple of good throws against Kent State. We saw him make a couple of good throws across the field, really, against Auburn. But this is a hostile environment, and he was dropping dimes. I actually said earlier, it's hard for me to imagine today, 3 weeks in, that I actually had a debate at some point with, is it going to be Hunter Johnson or Zarick Cooper that surpasses Kelly Bryant? I just don't see that happening right now.
No, and in fact, we had to answer a question today, and I think it's a good question because people are always looking at Trevor Lawrence over everybody's shoulder. Are we going to have a quarterback battle with Bryant and Trevor Lawrence next year? And my answer is no. Trevor Lawrence is looking at a red shirt, folks, because Kelly Bryant looks totally in control. Now, again, you're only talking about 3 games, so let's not put the cart before the horse here. We got a long road to hoe in this season. But doggone if he didn't look comfortable there. And let me say this too. I've heard some people say, well, it wasn't that loud. Look, we're spoiled, okay? We play, we watch games in Memorial Stadium all the time. One of the, if not the loudest stadium in America is top 5. Pretty much every week, no matter who, it's going to be top 5 when Boston College rolls in there Saturday. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I thought there were loud moments. I thought after Louisville scored, that possession was loud. There were a couple third and longs where Louisville was loud. The first time Clemson came on the field offensively was loud. And I thought the you're talking about dropping dimes, the 40-yard, the post corner route to Hunter Renfrow on that first possession. I mean, you hit a throw like that the first time out as you're getting into the game. It tells me 2 things. Number one, that you're ready to go, because if that ball's even, a little bit left or right, a little bit short or long, a little bit high or low, then that's not a catch. It may even be an interception because the coverage was pretty good. The second thing it tells me is that your play callers know that you're ready, and they dialed up a play for you. There was another play to Renfrow early, and I think it was a 3rd and short, where he actually made 2 progressions to the 3rd read on a 3rd down, rolling out through across his body to Renfrow.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some things that he's doing that I thought early in his career, start 3 on the road, that we wouldn't even see him get the chance to be able to do, much less convert. And that's what's mind-boggling to me.
I had kind of hoped, William Qualkenbush, by the way, on the program here, he's at Qualt Talk on Twitter. I had kind of hoped, Qualt, that we would finally see a singular running back emerge. And what I was left with after watching that game was, I think I'm satisfied with the 4 horsemen. I think I'm okay just rolling with all 4 of those guys.
Well, I mean, the sexy thing here is for everybody to say Feaster, Etienne, and forget the rest. Look, I literally just went back and watched it. I think C.J. Fuller had an underrated role in the game. Because
I agree.
What did he do early? He helped soften up the Louisville defense with 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, finishing forward, falling forward, pass protection, giving Kelly Bryant a comfort level out there. We saw, unfortunately, Tavian Feaster's shortcoming when he olayed a pass block in a 6-on-6 situation and got Kelly Bryant's hand hurt. So, you can't just not play Fuller because of that type of stuff, and because in short yardage I still like him, and because that is, the cumulative effect of wearing a team down. That doesn't happen by accident, and there are some guys that do that better than others. Fuller is a guy who's not going to turn 2 yards into 30, but he might turn 2 yards into 5 in a way that punishes the other team. You can't just take him out of the rotation, but I think it's clear you use Feaster primarily, particularly in the middle of the game, to break plays coming out of the backfield. Once Fuller softens everybody up, you get 28 in there. And then Etienne, you've got to pick your spots, but, man, that explosiveness. The guy was knocked off balance and still went 0 to 60 in enough time to outrun the whole Louisville defense, which, by the way, Bobby Petrino wasn't just throwing everybody's family member out there like Clemson did late in the ball game. There were a lot of 1s and 2s out there for Louisville when he went for 80-plus yards. The longest run by Clemson freshman since 1945. You got to give him some love, too. I think those three, and then of course Adam Choice, who gets lost in the shuffle, but had the first touchdown run of the game for not Kelly Brown. I mean, how in the world are you supposed to decide between these? I'm good with the four horsemen too. I do think your best all-around player is Feaster, but I think those other three guys have specific roles that are certainly necessary in the course of a game.
By the way, feel free to use four horsemen on the air on WCCP if you'd like to. Don't worry.
I will. I feel like I need to trademark some old Notre Dame writer with maybe a mustache from 1951 or something.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Look, here's the other thing, too. I thought really that was just so impressive to me about this Clemson Tiger performance. We knew that Clemson's defensive line, and I said this earlier in the week, I thought it was better than the defensive line last year. But the athleticism and versatility that the two defensive ends give you, and that's the thing. I think there's so much focus on the guys in the middle in Lawrence and Wilkins and Robinson or whoever else you want to throw in there. But the versatility of a guy like Farrell and Bryant to drop back in pass coverage just really opened things up, I thought, for Brent Venables to kind of scheme up his incredible blitz game.
Oh, I agree. Look, I think Brent Venables did a nice job adjusting because the one early touchdown drive, you could see a couple times in there they picked on Austin Bryant on the zone read. I don't think that's necessarily his strength, but there were several times on second and third down where they created a four-man rush where Bryant was either a spy that was off the line or he was in pass coverage. People are making a big deal about this. What Lamar Jackson said about the best defense he faced, and he said, no, we just didn't play our game. I actually think that's a fair assessment from him, and I'll tell you why. Because Clemson probably, if you look at the blitz numbers, they say 5 or more rushers, 6 or more rushers or whatever. He wasn't getting destroyed with numbers like he was against Houston and LSU and Kentucky at the end of last year. What happened was the closing speed of the guys in the back, the athleticism at linebacker, which I think is the biggest improvement on Clemson's defense from last year to this year, and the discipline and contain of the guys up front made it seem like things should be there that weren't. And with the drops and everything else, I think Lamar feels like there were opportunities he missed. The problem is I'm not sure that they actually were there as much as he thought. He just wasn't running for his life all day. That's the strength of Clemson's defense. This is a team that still is not giving up. I know the number's a little bit higher, but they've basically given up 1 touchdown, maybe 2 if you count early fourth quarter, with the main guys in the game. They've given up 2 touchdowns in 3 games and have only forced 1 turnover. That's incredible. That means you're just getting off the field. They're just so good on first, second, and third down, just being in their lane and making the routine plays. It's unbelievable to watch them work.
When you look ahead, I know at the beginning of the season, Qualk, I kind of felt like if Clemson came out of September at 5-0, I was going to feel really good about where they were. And that was before I knew that DeAndre Francois wouldn't, be the quarterback at Florida State. Looking ahead, good gracious. I mean, this team legitimately has a real chance to make another run at the college football playoff. Even if they stumble once along the way, they're probably still going to win the conference. They're at least going to play for the conference title. And maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse here, but it feels like things have opened up a lot with the 2 victories against Auburn and Louisville.
Oh, sure. And look, I think it's fair to say, other than Alabama, that there's no other team with a realistic shot. That's not including South Florida, of course, or San Diego State, maybe. There's no other team with a real shot to make that Final Four that is going to be favored in every game. I think the toughest test remaining is going to Blacksburg, but there are some things that give Clemson a lot of advantages going up there. First of all, Kelly Bryant's already been on the road. That's a good thing. I think it's going to be a little more hostile, maybe the defense a little bit better, in fact, a lot better, especially a linebacker athletically. But offensively, I feel like that's a freshman quarterback. It's not Lamar Jackson. You can confuse him, scramble his brain a little bit.
I agree.
Mix up his, let him see ghosts or whatnot. I mean, this is a team that can go run the table because it's going to have the advantage every time it goes out. And I'm not even really that worried about guys are tweeting about Florida State and whatever. Like, in my opinion right now, that's a 31-7 game, a walk-away yawn fest where people are cheering for the backups for a quarter and a half. But Florida State's not going to score on Clemson. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that the losing Francois is huge, and given how good Clemson's defense, one, is, and I think will continue to be, they're deep, too. I think that's something else that maybe we failed to recognize is just the depth that Brent Venables has been able to acquire there, in Clemson, because for many years, Clemson had a couple of, had some good starters, but once the guys came out, it kind of fell off. I don't see that drop-off. I mean, I look over at a guy like A.J. Terrell defensively at DB, and I'm thinking the fact that this kid isn't the starter right now is probably a bigger story for me than a lot of stories that are going on there. He's going to be a monster.
Oh, my gosh. A.J. Terrell looks like a safety, and the guy's a true freshman playing cornerback. Right. That coverage was impeccable on the end zone. Unbelievable. And then think about this. Nolan Turner makes a play at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That guy's a two-star, totally forgotten guy. Will Sweeney makes a catch, right, and gets like half a yard or whatever. Will Spire, think about it. Will Spire's a walk-on. I said last August he's the best punter on campus.
You called it.
That guy's the specialist of the week, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Walk-on, 52 yards per kick last week. And then you get guys like Sterling Johnson, who sacks Lamar Jackson. You got guys like Jabril Robinson making plays. These are guys that were recruited and developed, not 4 or 5 stars that are coming in waiting like a Shaq Smith, although those guys are there. These are guys that have been molded by this staff. Yeah. I think the development part of it is something that's underrated nationally.
On Twitter, he's at Qualk Talk, William Qualkenbush. I got to admit, Qualk, when Spires laid down maybe a second or third punt inside the 10-yard line, my sister said to me, she said, that's the guy Qualk's always talking about. And then as you are always so humble on Twitter, I think you tweeted something like, I told you so. I thought, well.
Oh, I definitely did.
Sir, Qualt, man, we always appreciate you joining us, buddy, and keep up the great work up there on 105.5 The Roar with Kelly. I know you guys do a spectacular job each and every day, and we always appreciate you being a part of our Monday edition down here in the Midlands, and looking forward to talking to you again real soon.
Yeah, likewise, Swanee. Keep up the good work, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Hey, boss, website drops tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm excited. Can't wait.
All right, buddy. Be good. William Qualkenbush. He's got to put up with me each and every home game, man. Imagine that is your burden in life, having to sit by me in the press box. They had put that on Ron Scarborough for years, and our thoughts and prayers with Ron. He had a couple of strokes here during the past several months and hadn't been able to attend any games. I know he'll get back there, and I'll save him a Nutty Buddy because I know he likes those. But my man Qualk now got to deal with me a little bit. 803-978-1832. O-Line's on the line with us. O-Line, thanks for holding, man. What's up? He gone. O-Line couldn't hold anymore. Couldn't do it, Lowell. He's not all in on Qualk. 803-978-1832. That's all right, O-Line. We apologize, man. Had that interview coming up. Never caller-driven, always caller-friendly, though, unless you're O-Line, and we left him hanging. Edward says, Swanee, after what I saw on Saturday, we should run the table into the playoffs. Again, I don't think I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I really don't. Lowell, what do you think? I mean, with what you saw this past weekend, would you agree you should run the table?
I will say if Clemson gets out of Lane Stadium with a win, which let's not act like that's not going to be a tough game.
I'm not saying you're going to run the table. You should run the table.
If you get out of Virginia Tech with a win, you leave September undefeated, I think you run the table. Because there's only one other team on the schedule that matches up with you man for man talent wise, and that's Florida State without DeAndre Fuentes.
Right. Is there? Let me ask you this. Let me pose this a different way. Is there a better offense on that schedule right now than Louisville? A better offensive team remaining than Louisville?
No. There isn't.
And if the defense is going to eat the way these boys have been eating the past couple of weekends, I don't know who clips you. I don't know how you get beat. I know you don't want to look ahead, but I don't see how you get beat by any of these teams given the defensive product that I'm watching on the field. I don't see how they beat you.
Virginia Tech with Josh Jackson and Cam Phillips is going to be a challenge, but again, when you have that defensive front, you have an advantage in every ball game.
We're back in 3 with your calls and more. Stay with us.
This weekend, our sold-out iHeart Radio Music Festival featuring over 20 of the world's biggest artists is coming to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Big Sean will play his second show of the day on Saturday after helping to fight poverty at the Global Citizen Festival, 2,000 miles away in Central Park, New York City. Find out how you can help fight poverty at globalcitizen.org. Experience our festival live on CWTV.com or the CW app, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Friday and Saturday. And for the first time ever, watch our Daytime Village, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, Saturday.
Stars and Stripes Sports is a leader in the sports athlete development market, offering innovative health, fitness, training, and player development solutions for players and coaches of all levels of youth sports. Stars and Stripes Sports is looking to add at least 2 people per state to start their own business for sports testing and to market these events locally. We want people to start their programs in early 2017, starting with spring training. Many high-quality athletes fail to reach their potential. Call Chris today, 704-737-9970, or email Chris Carlson at starsandstripessports.com.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Stay on top of today's pop culture. Ace and TJ Mornings and today's hit music all day on 104.7 WNOK.
Tigers are in the building each and every evening in the Midlands on the iHeart Radio app, headed towards the PD really, really soon. Looking forward to that. Also, the new website launching tomorrow. I'm excited about the new website. I'm also excited about the fact that we get to hear from O-Line, our resident Gamecock expert extraordinaire here on the show that shakes the Southland. O-Line, first off, I'm sorry about Deebo Samuel, man. That kid, that's a gutty, gritty player. I don't like to see anybody get hurt. That doggone guy's a tough football player, and I hated to see him go down.
He is, and hopefully it is not as bad as what they originally thought, and he'll get back on the turf this year. But I hate to see any of the kids go down. There's no doubt. Some of the injuries that we've seen over our lifetime, like Theismann in the pros, they've been some terrible looking injuries. But yeah, you wish them the best. Hope they get back out there, but that's a chance they take from Little League football all the way up.
That's true.
Anyway, hey, congratulations on another ACC championship and a trip to the Final Four. I don't see anything in your way. I mean, Florida State still has to play Louisville, North Carolina State, and you guys, and Florida. There's no way they're going to make it to the Final Four. So, congratulations. Go ahead, put a stamp on it. You guys are at least in there, more than likely. But now you're talking about an embarrassing loss for South Carolina. That wasn't our most embarrassing loss. I mean, Kentucky, they hung 41 points on the guys that y'all just beat last year at the end of the season. So the most embarrassing loss was that Texas A&M blowout, or maybe the loss to the Civic. I mean, that's embarrassing. So,
well, I think maybe I should preface it. I just meant in terms of the expectation of that game. I mean, that's what was so embarrassing, I thought, was, I mean, it was a blackout. You're supposed to knock this team out, and you hit them with the first play. and that was it. It was, you know what I mean? It was like a firework. It just had one good shot, and that was it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't go to the game, but from what I understand, not only did you come out and you hit them with a cross as far as Devo ran the first play, they didn't kick to him, so he got the touchdown, and then you come back and intercept the ball, and you're ready to go up, and you're just ready to annihilate them, and then it just kind of all just falls apart. But
no, you're
anyway.
Right. You're right, man. Well,
the concessions ran out, the parking, the traffic congestion was terrible. The city of Columbia cut the water off. I mean, you name it, it seemed to have happened at the stadium that night.
I heard about some of that stuff, man. Well, hey, it's always good to hear from you, buddy. Best of luck the rest of the way, except for that one in November, and hopefully things will get straightened out over there at Williams-Brice. I saw a lot of criticism about arrival in the facilities and all. O-line always peeking over the fence, hanging out with us here. Always good to hear from him. Law, I put a poll up. Have we played the best offense we're going to see this year? Some people on Twitter saying, well, maybe Miami in the ACC championship. And that's the thing that's scary right now is the fact that your defense is so good. Your offense doesn't have to be incredible for you to win games. It's kind of like the Alabama syndrome. That's kind of where Clemson is. Just play your good defense, give your offense opportunities, and you can beat everybody remaining on your schedule. Like, it really opened up for me when I watched the way Clemson handled Louisville, knowing that Virginia Tech's got a freshman quarterback, knowing that Florida State's got a freshman quarterback, knowing that NC State's got basically an immobile quarterback. I'll be honest, the best quarterback Clemson has left to play, in my opinion, is Jake Bentley at South Carolina. That is an accurate statement.
I do like Ryan Finley. I do. He doesn't get big plays, but he's like
he's not better than Jake Bentley.
But their offense hits you with death by 1,000 cuts. It's like 3-yard pass, 4-yard pass.
He's a game manager.
3-yard pass for the first down, and here we go again. It's actually really annoying to play against NC State's offense.
I will agree.
Josh Jackson, dude, has been impressive. I like him at Virginia Tech.
He's good, but he's so young. I just think Clemson's gonna I think Qualk said it best, just kind of befuddle him. I mean, just blow his mind with some of the things he's gonna see. And the problem is, you don't see it live until it's happening. 803-978-1832 is the number. 803-978-1832. Matt says Virginia Tech looks good. Wouldn't underestimate the Gobblers. I don't disagree that's a possibility. But again, Matt, I'm going to say I believe you've already faced the best offense you're going to face. They say Virginia Tech in our second string at practice. That comes to us from the Real Payzant. Tommy says he thinks Virginia Tech's offense is better. He can still see North Carolina State's offense will show up as well. Those are the only two, though. Jeff Lee at the Tigers Echo says maybe Miami in the ACC championship game. So, still some great debate, but I think if you throw the topic out there like I did, a lot of people are kind of looking at the schedule now going, well, they might be right. M.W. Reese in the 864. M.W., what's up, buddy?
I'm so excited, guys. I'm up here in Spartanburg.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you on the radio. Clemson won. South Carolina lost.
Okay. I hear you.
It's a great Monday, man. Just wanted to call, man. I'm so excited. And I heard you earlier. You know, I was one of the guys that called in, about 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about I think Hunter Johnson needs to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Boy, I guess was I wrong. Kelly Bryant is looking very, very polished. Knock on wood. I feel like we probably don't need to talk about it. Let's just let him keep doing his thing. I'm trying to think. Last year we lost to Pittsburgh. Virginia Tech, Auburn, Florida State, NC State were all very, very close games. And as I'm looking at the schedule for this year, Auburn was a close game. Louisville was not. I think Virginia Tech will be close. I think at NC State will be close. I don't know if any of the other games will be that close. I'm not necessarily sold. I heard y'all talking earlier about, or maybe Qualk was saying that he doesn't think Florida State game will be close. I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah, Qualk, but, I think, called it 31-7.
Yeah. What's crazy is the road to the Final Four might be easier this year than last year. Of course, it's still yet to be determined, but just kind of looking at it. So I'm pumped, man. I'm excited about Clemson football. I mean, I always am. Excited about Clemson football. I love you guys. And also to the Carolina fans, the Gamecock fans listening, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say, oh, man, we had a bunch of recruits at the game in Columbia this week, and we laid such an egg, and that's so terrible. Don't overthink that. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think if a kid's going to come play for you, I mean, they have an electric atmosphere regardless. They've got good coaches. I think somebody's going to come play with you. Whether you lose that game that they're at on their unofficial visit or not, or win it, I don't think that matters. But go Tigers.
Hey, man. Appreciate it, M.W. Reese. I think he's right about the schedule, too, being a little bit easier this year. But go ahead, Lowell. What you got?
Well, let me give you one more quarterback to watch out for. How about John Wolford at Wake Forest? I don't know if you've seen what he's been doing in the early part of the year here. Wake Forest undefeated, though, just knocked off a top 20.
They're undefeated.
Just beat a top 20 team.
They're undefeated.
And John Wolford has looked very good so far.
I understand that. I understand they're undefeated.
And Wake Forest has been a bit of a bugaboo for the Tigers in the past. Don't sleep on the Demon Deacons.
You heard it here first, people. We're back. We're back in 3 on Fox Sports Radio.
iHeartRadio now makes it even easier to listen to all your favorite podcasts. No need for another app. All the biggest names in podcasting can be found in the iHeartRadio app. Literally thousands of them, like NPR's full lineup of podcasts, including the TED Radio Hour, plus Bill Simmons, How Stuff Works, The New York Times, comedian Mark Maron, Barstool Sports, and more. All available for free. Now your favorite radio app can be your favorite podcast app. Download or open the free iHeartRadio app and tap podcast to start exploring.
iHeartRadio. Cottingham Family Dentistry is proud to announce the opening of their new office located at 3722 Devon Street, and they're welcoming new patients. What makes Cottingham Family Dentistry different? It's in the name, family. They will cater to your needs and the dental needs of your children. Cottingham Family Dentistry offers same-day crowns, dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, including whitening, veneers, and tooth-colored fillings, and many other dental services. If you're searching for an amazing dental home, call 776-4234 or stop by their new office at 3722 Devon Street and become a part of the family at Cottingham Family Dentistry.
Lawton Swan here, and I know in sports we're always talking about the big guy. Well, let me tell you, when you're buying a car, you don't need that. What you need to do is head down to Orangeburg to my good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. 4 generations of family-owned business right there at Ferry Chevrolet. No dock fees, no tricks, straightforward pricing in a low-pressure environment you'll love. Check them out online, ferrychevrolet.com, or call them 803-536-1600. It's Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac, just a short 30-minute drive off of exit 145A in Orangeburg.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
We'll have dry and mostly sunny skies for the start of this work week, and temperatures warming to the upper 80s this afternoon. A light wind coming out of the north. Heading into the evening tonight, mostly clear with temperatures falling to the upper 60s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm meteorologist Michelle Rotella.
This report is brought to you by your local Food Lion.
Save more conveniently with Food Lion's new mobile app. Create a shopping list to keep track of what you need. Add items from the flyer, coupons, and recipes with just a tap. Download it from Google Play or the App Store today. Food Lion. How refreshing.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeartRadio home for the 2016 College Football National Champion, Clemson Tigers.
Lawton Swan, Lola producer extraordinaire. Rankings. Overrated, underrated. College Sports Corner coming up. We got so many topics to get to. I don't even know where to begin. That new website drops tomorrow. So excited about that. I hope you'll join us. It is a premium website. We are, and when I say premium, I mean literally subscription-based Clemson coverage. We'll have ad-free podcasts for those of you that are subscribers. I guess technically you call them ad-full podcasts for those that are not. Insider content, lead writer, Johnny on the spot, recruiting. Just keeping you updated. Numbers games, Tiger Tracker, all kind of stuff. And it's just going to grow, and we just hope you'll grow along with us. We've been doing this for a while. Going back to the founding of, well, at the time it was Clemson Podcasts. Back in 2004 when I kind of came up with the idea of doing a podcast, to August of 2005 when we launched the first one, to the expansion of the brand being on here in Columbia, adding another market in the next week. Hopefully before the end of this week, we'll be on over in Myrtle Beach on 101.9 at 1050 a.m. Fox Sports Radio over there. Fox Sports Radio here in the Midlands as well on Fox Sports Radio 1400. Man, just blessed. That's all I can tell you. And more markets to come. So, just doing everything we can, man. And if you like the show and you're not in the Columbia area and you'd like to be able to flip on a radio dial where you are, just call the local Sports Talk radio station there and tell them, hey, here's this show. Check it out. We want to hear it in our town. We'll tune in. Overrated, underrated, college football polls. All right, I'm going to start because Lowell's eating chicken wings over there. And how are those chicken wings, Lowell? They taste pretty good. They're about 5 days old. Are those from last week?
They've been sealed up. They're all good.
This kid, you got a stomach like a, I don't know what hopefully not a tin horn. I remember what Nick Saban said about tin horn. I hope it's not tin horn. I think you got a stomach like a steel trap. If you don't get sick from eating those old chicken wings, I will be stunned here. And they're cold, too. It makes me want to gag. Just like Clemson being underrated right now. Like I said earlier, and I'm going to start here. Call me Homer J. Simpson if you want to. Clemson should be the number one team in the polls. If Alabama had Clemson's resume and Clemson had Alabama's resume, there will be no doubt that Alabama would be getting the bump this week over Clemson in the polls. You flip-flop everything from the victories that they earned to beating Florida State to Clemson beating Alabama and Louisville. I don't have any doubt that Clemson would be number one, or excuse me, Alabama would be number one in the polls if the scenarios were exactly the reverse.
Yeah, Clemson was actually my number one underrated too, so I'll give you my number two underrated. That's San Diego State. I mean, this is a program that's sort of becoming what Boise State was in the early 2000s, in which they schedule Power 5 teams, they go to bowl games against Power 5 teams,
okay,
they beat Power 5 teams. That's what San Diego State is doing right now. Took down Stanford on Saturday. Really impressive to me, San Diego State.
My number two most underrated team in the polls is still Oklahoma State. They moved up 3 spots, so the pollsters are getting better. They're up to number 6. I think they're a top 4 team right now. I think they are one of the biggest stories in college football. And if you did not get a chance to watch them, Mason Rudolph, Logan Rudolph's brother from Rock Hill, 5 touchdown passes against Pitt. They win it 59-21. They were up 49-14 at the half. They could have scored 100 points if they wanted to. 23 of 32, 497, 5 touchdowns. They've got playmakers at the wideout spot all over the field. The mullet, not afraid to let them throw it deep either. They are a real threat to make the college football playoff. I think they're going to win the Big 12 this year. I don't think anybody in that conference can keep up with them. I know they've got a conference championship game this year. I expect it to be them and Oklahoma. Texas could be the fly in the ointment in that conference, though, for one of those teams right now, because Texas surprised me with their play against Southern Cal. But number 1, Clemson, underrated at number 2. Selfishly, they should be the number 1 team based on their resume so far. Number 2, Oklahoma State. They're up 3 from last week where they were number 9, but in my opinion, they're a top 4 team.
My number 3 most underrated team, Oregon. Willie Taggart is making Oregon fun again. They went and just demolished Wyoming this weekend, with which all the talk in the offseason was Josh Allen, this guy could be the number 1 overall pick. This guy might be the best quarterback in the nation. They crushed him. They absolutely demolished Josh Allen in Wyoming. Oregon is a real dark horse in the Pac-12.
A team that I am beginning to believe is better than I thought. A team that I am beginning to wonder if they might not end up being the best team in the Big Ten this year. The Wisconsin Badgers. I like this Badger team. They beat BYU 40-6 this past weekend, showing me that against a team like BYU, again, not a Power 5 program, but that borderline feel of a Power 5 program. A team as well, by the way, you might recall, what was it, last week, I believe it was, BYU took on, no, 2 weeks ago they took on LSU and got smoked by LSU. But I sit here and I look at this Wisconsin team. Good defense. The offense has been scoring. They could be my sleeper pick out of the Big Ten after watching them play for 3 weeks. By the way, another odd anomaly about this whole thing. This weekend, no, never mind. They got a week off. Okay, good. But BYU has played 4 football games already. Florida State and Miami have only played 1. How about that for your odd stat of the day? Do you have one more?
No, all I have left is my overrated teams.
Oh, because your other underrated was
Clemson, San Diego State, and Oregon.
All right, we'll come back. We'll do our overrated teams when we return here on the show that shakes the Southland.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival, hosted by Ryan Seacrest. iHeartRadio. 2 nights, 1 stage. This weekend at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Watch it live on CWTV.com or the CW app, 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And for the first time ever, watch our Daytime Village 2 p.m. Saturday.
Capital One is the proud marquee partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. For more information on Capital One products and services, please visit CapitalOne.com today.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Does your water have a bad taste and odor, high content of chlorinating chemicals, and hardness? Then call the plumbing pros at Metz Plumbing for a free water analysis. Metz Plumbing is the exclusive dealer for Connecticut Water Systems, the best drinking water system in the world.
732 Prep. At OPEX Columbia, we aim to inspire, empower, and challenge individuals to reach their highest potential. We take this mission very seriously and sincerely desire to help people achieve the goals they set out for themselves. OPEX Columbia is where you will excel no matter what your goal, whether that be health and wellness, body composition, or being a competitive athlete. We are conveniently located downtown across from the South Carolina Baseball Stadium. Contact us at opexcolumbia.com and mention this ad to receive 10% off your 3-part assessment.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
Follow Clemson Sports Talk on Twitter at Clemson Sports. Now more of Clemson Sports Talk. Take it away, Dad.
What have you done for me lately? It's a fair question. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Don't forget history. Lucky for us at Clemson, the answer to the questions, what have you done for me lately, and what have you done always, are the same. We win.
I don't know, man. Sometimes it almost seems unfair right now how good this Clemson Tiger team is. I found myself thinking, this must be what it feels like to be an Alabama fan. You just expect to go out and win ball games. They are incredible to watch. Lots of fun. All right, we've got to do our underrated teams.
Overrated.
Overrated.
We did
teams.
underrated first.
Excuse me. Overrated teams. And then hopefully we'll have some time for the college sports corner. So we'll do these overrated teams pretty quickly here on the show that shakes the Southland. All right, most overrated team I've seen right now, Southern Cal. I thought they should have gotten beaten this past weekend. They were challenged by Central Michigan. They're still one of the favorites for the national title.
Western Michigan.
What'd I say?
Central. Same team.
Yeah, they are. I'm sure that's going over well right now for the Yupas, for the folks in the Yupa Peninsula. Southern Cal's my most overrated team right now.
I agree. That was my number one. We're on the same wavelength. Look, they were super impressive against Stanford in week 2.
Yes.
But then they came out in week 3 and got shoved around in the trenches by a team who got shoved around in the trenches by Maryland. If you're following all of that.
Yeah, that's a good math thing. If A is greater than B, then A is also greater than C.
I watched Texas get shoved around all game by Maryland, and Texas did the same thing to USC and should have won that game. I have no idea who this USC team is right now. For that reason, I don't think they're a top 5 team.
All right. My next most overrated team in college football, and they did slide back a little bit this week, it is still Michigan. I am holding out hope here on the Michigan Wolverines. They're 3-0. Not impressed just yet. 29-13 over Air Force. Did not shock me. 33-17 over Florida. Guess what? The Gators are atrocious. Train wreck. I'm still saying Michigan's overrated.
Are you over here looking at my computer?
I'm not.
Do you have X-ray vision?
I may.
Michigan's my number 2 overrated team as well.
Okay.
Look, Wilton Speight was horrific. The running game got nothing going against Air Force. The defense is good, But that's all you got right now.
Right.
Is the defense.
If Florida had an offense, they probably lose to Florida.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think they're a top 10 team right now.
All right. My next most overrated team, I may or may not have been just talking about them. The Florida Gators.
You got to be kidding me.
Florida, okay, wins a game on a Hail Mary. They have no offense. They cannot score. If you're a Tennessee fan today waking up, you have to be kicking yourself for losing that game.
And let's not forget this. Florida was up 10 points on Tennessee without scoring an offensive touchdown.
Sure. Imagine this for a second in this argument. Had Tennessee won that game, they would probably be where Florida is right now at number 20 or so in the poll. And I would be telling you how they're the most overrated team in the country because they should have gotten beaten by Georgia Tech and they shouldn't have beaten Florida. So that was basically a winner becomes my most overrated team. Florida's a nightmare. Matter of fact, the SEC East is the worst division in Power 5 college football. Terrible. Georgia's going to win it on accident. Georgia's going to win it just because nobody else can win it. There. Most overrated, Florida.
Yeah, number 3, I had Florida. That's my most overrated team for all the reasons you just said.
Who would you go with number 4? Because this would be just picking a rabbit out of a hat. Who would you go with number 4 here? I'm looking.
You know, as much as it hurts me to say this, I might have to say Auburn.
At 15?
Yeah.
That might be a valid argument.
Now, look, I thought Clemson's defense was fantastic, but I think it was compounded by Auburn not having an offense.
You know what? I might go Georgia at 11. I really don't think Georgia's all that good.
They're going to get smoked by Mississippi State.
I have them winning 10. Can you believe that? That's one we didn't even touch on. How about Mississippi State?
Yeah, can we say LSU is overrated at 25? Is that a thing?
They dropped 13 spots.
I was really disappointed because that was a team that I thought had a real shot at winning the SEC West.
Well, and going back to Georgia being at 3-0 right now, remember, Georgia's a team preseason. I think I had winning 10 games. That's like, I just don't see what they're going to lose. They got to go on the road. They host Mississippi State this weekend. Then they go on the road to Tennessee, at Vandy, Missouri, and then Florida and South Carolina. It is very conceivable that they could lose this one game to Mississippi State and then be 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1 going into Auburn, 7-2, beat Georgia Tech and Kentucky, and they're 10-2, right where I had them. And they're not very good. Yeah, wow. Article by Mark Schlabach. The SEC is a shell of its former self, and Alabama will reap the benefits. I'm telling you, the SEC East is atrocious.
You can make the argument that Alabama has killed the SEC. Because everyone wanted to be like Alabama, and they all hired Alabama assistants, and none of them worked out.
Or you could argue that
Nick Saban also ran off Urban Meyer from Florida. Just putting that out there.
Well, the other philosophy is, in the day and age of the college football playoff where there are 4 teams that are getting in and 5 conferences, it doesn't matter how powerful the conference is or perceived power of the conference. You're better off going to a program where you can win your conference. All of a sudden, being a power in your conference is more valuable than being in the SEC. Does that make sense? Like, you're better off being on the best team in the Pac-12 than you are being on the 6th best team in the SEC. Because being on the 6th best team on the SEC gets you the Liberty Bowl or whatever crummy bowl game you get to. But being the best team in the Pac-12 gets you to the college football playoff. So it's an easy argument for Clemson to go into these homes of kids in the state of Georgia and go, look, you can come here and play in the college football playoff and be on the national stage. Or you can go to Georgia and you can play in the SEC championship, and then you can watch Alabama go play in the college football playoff. Your choice. I mean, that's just the facts. That's the way it's changed it, man. Clemson, expect this, okay? Take notes here. Anybody at home. Expect to hear for a while. Clemson, Ohio State, Michigan, Southern Cal, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Alabama. Just expect to hear those names quite a bit in the college football playoff. Florida State, I'll throw in there as well. You're going to hear those a lot. Because if you're one of the top 12 teams in college football today, you're probably going to find your way into that college football playoff quite a bit. I don't know if that makes you a lead or not in your eyes, but I'll tell you this, it makes you in the college football playoff. For Lowell, the producer, launching tomorrow, ClemsonSportsTalk.com, the new website. Check it out. Probably around 10 a.m. or so, somewhere in there. Anyway, that's Eastern Standard Time. I'm out of here. As always, y'all take care now. And go Tigers!
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.